Hi, welcome to the Amber Shows. Happy Wednesday. This is Wednesday News. I'm going to a garden pool party, so this is why I'm dressed like this. And this dress came compliments of Charles Black. He was my co-worker at Macy's Herald Square in New York in the rug department where I worked. He was my co-worker and I love him, and he got me this for a gift one day. And Charles, I'm in it. Okay, so I want to talk about global warming and what's going on in the world right now. I have a half-sister. I have two half-sisters. Excuse me. Got hair in my mouth. Got two half-sisters. My half-sister Nancy, my half-sister Judy, and I have a brother Tolan in Houston, Texas. I also have nieces and nephews in Houston, Texas, and I'm very, very concerned about what's going on in the world. They have been affected by it. They are all well, thank God. I've talked to my sister Judy Lynn and my sister Nancy, and they are doing well. The devastation is all around them. There was a family a lady and her two children were in their home. Their entire house was lifted up and moved. She made a call at 1 o'clock in the morning to her sister saying that they were in the house floating down a river. And the sister has never heard from her sister and her children again. Her sister was with her children, which was a boy and a girl. The little boy was found about 9 miles away from where their house once was. He's got broken ribs and he has collapsed lung. He's 9 years old. He said the last time he saw his mom is when he was swept away, and his little sister, he said that their house hit a bridge. That's all he can remember. So this is devastating, and this is all due to global warming. And for those of you who don't know what global warming is the greenhouse gassing carbon monoxide, and it's produced by human activity. So in the Northeast, heat waves are going on. All of this is going to get worse. Heat waves, there's sea level rising, the challenges to agriculture, and the ecosystem is being imbalanced. In the Northwest, right now, there's no water, erosion, risk of earthquakes, wildfires, insect outbreaks, and tree diseases. In the Southwest, there's heat, there's drought, there's insect outbreaks again, there's fires, flooding, and in the Southeast, the same. The sea level has risen. Extreme heat will affect everyone's health. Energy is bad, agriculture, and decreased water. And this is all over the United States. It's going to get worse. It's very devastating. We must write our Congress people, we must write our senators, write the White House, do what you can to help with this greenhouse effect. All over. In the Northwest, there's less water. Right now, they're having a hard time. Earthquakes are going on. Wildfires are going on. Again, a lot of insect outbreaks. So my wish is that we can all find a way to help in this situation with global warming. Now, one of the ways that you can also help is by using less energy, burning less heat, anything that deals with coal and furnaces. This is our way of being able to use less water. These are ways that we can actually help with the ecosystem. Polar bears are now hardly have ice to be on, and it's devastating. So yesterday, my brother-in-law Will Martin called me, and he corrected me somewhat. He said that I said that in Cleveland, I hope that all the other states will follow suit with the police overhaul and their departments. And he said that Cleveland's not a state. I do know that, and I know Ohio is the state. But for those of you who don't know, I may have worded it wrong, and I meant Ohio and all the states, and Cleveland and all the cities will revamp their police departments. Okay, well, you happy now? All right. So now Amtrak, they are also doing an overhaul as well. They're going to put surveillance cameras on every train, which should have been on the trains anyway. And they said it's going to cost $20,000 a piece for all the trains, which is a lot of money. I mean, for $20,000, you can open up a whole surveillance store. So I don't understand why they're saying that costs so much money. But anyway, I hope they get it done because we need safety on the trains. Also, Dr. Weiss, he has a book, and you can look him up on the internet, called Living Medicine. He believes in, of course, to be healthy, instead of writing the usual prescriptions, what he does is he writes a prescription on the necessary vegetables and the necessary fruits that you need in order to combat some of the things that may be wrong with you. I'm not talking about really serious illnesses where you may need chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery, but he's saying like things with arthritis, inflammation, headaches, things like that. So he said that, of course, we should not eat any processed food. He says we should live on a plant-based diet, and health is when you don't have disease and illness. So that's real health, and to me, that's heaven. Heaven's not having to go to the doctor, and you're not a patient. So in my opinion, that's heaven. Okay, so he is a New Jersey doctor, and healing is what aids all of us. So he said, his name is Ronald Weiss, again, and on diagnosis, he will prescribe no meats, no dairy, or processed food. He said, and this will fight obesity, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, inflammation, arthritis, things like that. So you still have to make sure you get all the nutrients. So if you do decide to go on a plant-based diet, make sure you contact someone who actually has knowledge of what you're doing, so you will get the necessary nutrients and vitamins. Did anybody see America's Got Talent last night? Great show. This is going to be an excellent show this year. It's one of my favorite shows. I really do love it, and where you get a chance to showcase all types of different talent in this world. There are so many talented people, and it's $1 million prize at that. So also, I'm looking forward to the extreme competitive show called Bullseye. I think I told you about that again, so it should be coming out soon. A Boeing 777 Air France Flight 953 over Africa had a near miss with a live volcano. The volcano's name is Mount Cameron, and the pilot had turned off its planned route to avoid thunderstorms, and then an alarm went off in the plane, which is great. And he had to actually ascend from 9,000 feet to 13,000 feet. So I'm glad that everyone made it okay. If anyone's wondering about my book, I wrote a children's book. It's called FloJo, The Adventures of FloJo Pretty Cat. I am in negotiations with people for publishing, and I'll keep you updated on it. And I'm very excited about it. It's going to be great. All right. Also, there's so many hypocrites. I think the Hypocrite Award goes to Josh Duggar, from the Duggar family, the 19 kids and counting family. I'm giving him the Hypocrite Award. It's always the ones who are against something the most who actually are doing what that is that they're against. He actually, of course, you heard that he had molested some of his siblings and other children when he was a teenager. Now we find out that he's an advocate for the death penalty for rapists. So, it's always that one. It's just like that governor, remember in New Jersey, he was totally against all the bills to be passed for gay rights and gay marriage, and then it turns out he had a man lover himself. He was married and had a man lover, so on the side, and it came out. So, beware of those people who are so totally against something, because in their closet are lots of skeletons. Venus Williams was fined $3,000 for skipping mandatory press conference after her defeat yesterday at the French Open, and that's the second time that she's done that. So $3,000 is like 2 cents, 3 cents to Venus. And she's a Libra, you know, like me. So, you know, maybe she didn't want to be bothered. Why talk about it? Y'all know, y'all won, and I don't want to talk about it. All right. So I do have a lot of information about teachers. This is going to be a segment. The teachers of all races are more likely to punish black students. They did a study, Stanford University. I'm going to stop here so that I can make sure that this newscast goes completely through on YouTube, because sometimes I talk a little bit too much, and then I'm going to do that whole show on teachers and racism. Okay? So I'll be back to you in a moment. And thank you for tuning in. And please don't forget, I need a thumbs up. Okay? Thank you so much.